Hello and welcome. Today we have 10 RomCom mangas with the also beloved monster girls. First up we have Kuchi ga Saketemo kimi niwa. Miroko is a slit-mouthed woman whose ear-to-ear smile strikes fear into the hearts of the superstitious. But who would have thought that she had a fiancé? Once an infamous urban legend, the self-proclaimed queen of folklore has found her existence threatened by the public's declining belief in her. She is also roped into a contractual marriage with the 17-year-old Koichi-sano, a member of a family responsible for the continued existence of the supernatural. Miroko is unenthused by the arrangement and wishes to regain her notoriety through her own means. For this reason, Sano makes his fiancée a deal. If she can scare him once before he turns 18, he will end the engagement. Miroko concedes to these terms, but is unsettled by Sano's proposed condition, where he must make her fall in love with him. A beautiful manga with stunning art. I highly recommend you check it out. It's still ongoing with 22 chapters currently out. Next up we have hito no ini wa boku ga tarinai, or Her Appetite's Too Big for Me Alone. Maki is a boy in love with his tall older classmate Sachi. As a sign of his affection, he makes Sachi a special lunch every day. Sachi loves Maki too, but she has a secret. She's actually a shape-shifting monster called a Watari, and she was drawn to Maki because he smells delicious. But it's not just Sachi who's drawn to Maki's scent, and soon he realizes the entire monster world is after him. Fortunately, Sachi is a Watari who eats Watari, and she pledges to protect him. But how long can Maki survive with Sachi's appetite being the only thing between him and the monster's belly? Yeah, so the story focuses on those two trying to decipher the secret behind Maki's special scent, and fighting monsters along the way with their not-so-ordinary allies. The romance is very wholesome and cute, and there's a lot of good horror moments if you're into that. One thing I don't like is that the ending was a bit rushed, with some questions still being unanswered, but that doesn't make the manga any less fun. This one is finished with 34 chapters. Number 3 is Kitsune Spirit. A middle-aged man goes to the mountain to commit suicide. On the way, he finds a sealed yokai black fox girl in a small cave, and she asks him to free her. And he does it without a second thought and goes on to die. But the fox girl, despite her original intentions, forces the man to give up, and they eventually marry. This manga is a wholesome slice of life of this married couple. Also, I'm convinced that the husband is Half-Deker's long-lost brother. You understand why after you read it, especially after a certain chapter that left me like, damn, that guy is a beast. Anyway, very good manga, check it out, it's still going with 114 chapters of goodness. Next is a manga by the same author of Yofukashi. You know, the anime that you can only watch alone, although it's about candy. Yeah, that one. It's called Yofukashi no Ota, or Song of the Nightwalkers. Yamoriko is sick of his mundane life, so he decides to try exploring the city at night, where he meets a strange girl that shows him how fun the night can be. Turns out that she is a vampire. Denko, who is now mesmerized by the nightlife, decides to ask the girl to turn him into a vampire, so he can have the freedom that he always wanted. But for her to be able to turn him into a vampire, he has to be in love with her. So they make a deal. He will offer her his blood, and she will turn him into a vampire when he finally manages to fall in love with her. This is the daily, or in fact nightly, adventures of those two trying fun things and meeting new characters. It's a chill manga for the most part, and it has a great comedy. So yeah, give it a go. It's still ongoing with 64 chapters. Number 5 we have Shachiku Succusbus no Hanashi, or Tales of the Corporate Slave Succubus. Meet Lily. As a succubus, she is tasked with finding men every day, taking control of their dreams to steal their vitality. In return, Lily will fulfill any desire that they have, no matter how perverted they are. And as the succubi population rate decreases, Lily finds herself more and more overworked in order to reach her rising quota. One day, she enters the home of an exhausted corporate drone. Lily promises to make the man's wildest dreams come true, but what he asks for shocks her. It's a wholesome manga about a succubus that falls in love with an unordinary guy. It's finished with 22 chapters. Next is Iwakutsuki Bokken no Yakuro-san. 19-year-old Reika Yuki moves into an apartment that's supposedly haunted by a ghost. And sure enough, said ghost shows up at night to get rid of him. But instead of running away in fear, he joyfully introduces himself to the puzzled ghost. After all, the only reason he moved in was to achieve his dream of dating a ghost. It's a love comedy between a college boy with unusual preferences and a shy ghost. Oh, and bear in mind that the reason why this one is finished is because the author is planning to remake it in a better way and with more chapters. So keep an eye out for that. Number 7 is The Hero and the Demon King's RomCom. Just like the title said, this is a manga about a hero who asks the Demon Queen to go out with him, and the story starts from there. This one has a lot of fun and unique characters with a beautiful art style and a lot of comedy. It's still going with 55 chapters, and I believe we are in the final arc now, so it should be ending soon. Up next is Maou no ore ga Dorei elf no Yome ni Shitanda ga do Medereba, or I, the demon lord, took a slave elf as my wife, but how do I love her? Zagan is feared as an evil mage. He is awkward and has a sharp tongue, and once again he had to put down thieves that encroach on his territory when he was researching that morning. In a dark auction, he finds a white slave elf, Nefi, who holds a peerless beauty. Falling in love with her at first sight, he uses his fortune to buy her, but as poor as he is socially, he doesn't understand how to connect with her. Thus, the clumsy cohabitation of the mage that can convey his love and the slave that pines for her master but doesn't understand how to bring it up begins. There's something about watching two characters with negative socializing stats try their best to interact with each other and get closer little by little that really warms the heart. Of course, this manga has a lot of other fun characters and the fights are pretty fucking lit. It's still going with 35 chapters out. Number 9 is Onizuka-chan and Sawarida-kun. Onizuka is an Oni, and her childhood friend Sawarida is a human who likes to touch weird stuff. She might be in love with him, but he is too dense for love, or is it the other way around? Basically, in this world, the monster people live with humans. Onizuka is an Oni. Get it? Onizuka? Oni? Anyway, Sawarida is Inazuka's childhood friend, and he loves to touch other species' monster parts, like tails, wings, horn, you get the gist. Those two start off as friends, and they get closer as the days go on. In a nutshell, this is a school life rom-com, but with monster girls. This one is finished with 49 chapters. In the 10th spot, I decided to do something different and put a couple one-shot mangas that are a must-read. So first is Unlucky Boy, Undead Girl. Tsukasa's luck is so bad that he poses a threat to himself and everyone around him, so he keeps his distance from people. That is until he meets Emiko, who turns out to be a zombie. So how will their relationship advance from here? The second one is a story about confessing before the end of the world. When an announcement about the end of the world reaches the ears of our protagonist Tanaka Gakuto, he decides he wants to die without any regrets, rushing to confess to his crush, the beautiful, athletic, and intelligent student council president Kurobane Ai. His expectations are turned upside down when he makes contact with her. And the last one is Jingai no Yome to Icha Suru, anthology comic. This one in fact is a bunch of one-shots put together. It's very cute, lots of monster girls, demons, Dora hands, ghosts, weird yokai thingies, whatever you're into. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you found something new. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. See ya!